Okay, this is another episode of Garage Sale Safari. This is some different things we picked up today when we were shopping that I thought were kind of fun and interesting. These are all vintage, like probably mid-70s Levi's shirts. All of these were in really great condition. They even seem to still have their original factory folds. You know, I mean, it's that nice a condition. In fact, they do. And they're good sizes. They're probably a men's small, which is a really good size for either larger girls or smaller guys, which a lot of guys are, you know, fairly thin and when they're in their 18, you know, 17 to early 20s. So anyhow, I got 1, 2. This one's really cool colors, I think. And 3, another nice one. 3 of these for $1 each. They're all in the same condition, all Levi's, all same era, all still seem to have their factory folds, just excellent condition. $1 each. I cannot see getting any less than about 20 bucks each on them for them if we put them on eBay. Had to pick them up, but if we take them to Australia, we'll probably get about 35 bucks each for them. We won't have to list them or ship them or anything, and they'll just go right out the door. So that's the first things. Same place. I also got this one. Now this is funky. This isn't a Levi. And it's not from the 70s. This is from probably the 50s at the latest, maybe the 40s. I'm going to even go maybe, you know, late 40s on this one. Really interesting old shirt. You can tell by the tag. Actually, I will say probably the 40s. Looking at this tag, it's really an interesting old piece. And you can see the tag has really got an old tag, how they're sewn on like that. It's also got this funky little loop clasp for the top button. And those you really only saw in the 30s, 40s, 50s. The buttons are probably shell. You know, it's just really, and then also the shape of the pockets, how they're rounded like that. Really a nice piece. And, you know, it's got tiny bit of like fraying on the, some thread on the edges, but overall really good condition. You know, and these vintage shirts, there's collectors for these, and they're getting really rare. You know, this was $1 also. I can't see getting less than at least 20 bucks for that. You know, if it was Levi's or something, you know, one of the main brands like that, a lot more, but it's not, but it's still really a nice piece. And so I would say at least probably 20 bucks online for it in this condition. Really nice shirt. And then the next thing I want to talk about is these placemats. They've got what they call the tapa, which is they're real Hawaiian-y sort of look. I'm going to guess they may have come from Hawaii. They've got the sort of, oh God, I can't think of what it's called, like the palm leaf type material woven on the back. And then this is they beat bark into a cloth type material and then paint it. I got 6 of these identical hand-done placemats. They're probably from the 50s. And people that do the Hawaiian look or want to put them in their bar or their Hawaiian, you know, bring out with their Hawaiian stuff with meals and all, are going to go nuts for these. I paid $1 for the 6, which is pretty ridiculously cheap. And I can't see, again, getting less than 20 bucks for it, and probably a bit more. But, you know, as I say, anything Hawaiian is very collectible, or anything that'll go as Hawaiian is very collectible. And then the next thing we were going to talk about that we picked up today is this old Cox airplane. In its original box, this is probably from about early 70s at the latest. It's in its original box, has its original paperwork. You can see the condition is really quite nice. The only real problem I can see is a little bit of a crack in the wing. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a little bit of a cracking in the wing right there. You know, they can probably glue that back in. Still, it's an old, you know, you would basically tie it to strings and make it fly around. This little gas-operated engine, and these are super collectible. I saw one of these, not in as near of condition, as good a condition as this, and doesn't have the original box, and even the box is in really good condition. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's really a nice condition too. And I should probably put it right side up. And made in USA, which nothing's made in USA anymore. It was probably, as I say, over 40 years old, and probably a bit older than that even. A good 40 years to be safe. and it was $5. I saw one online that wasn't in as good a condition, nice condition, but not as good a condition as this one without the box, and they were asking $300 and something for it. So, you know, I figure if we get 70 or 80, great. Asking price and selling price are often very different, especially on somewhere like eBay. So that being said, it's just an interesting little piece that you never see these, and you never see them in their box like this to boot. So a really interesting, nice old piece that somebody that collects these is going to go really crazy because it's got everything. It's got all the original paperwork and everything. Next, the jewelry bin. The dollar jewelry bin. On this episode, I don't know if we can see it very well, but I was going to one sale this morning, and this girl had a whole box of jewelry out, and I just started going through it and seeing what was in there. And there were a few more pieces than this. I must have forgotten to bring them in here. But anyhow, that being said, I got these are all sterling silver. This is sterling silver with a sterling silver pendant. This one is a sterling silver chain with little wood beads and a sterling silver pendant, and quite heavy. And then this one is sterling silver also with a stone that I'm not familiar with. It almost looks like opal, but I know it's not. But it's still a very pretty stone. Changes colors with angles and the light and all. And I got that. This piece, also nice sterling silver pendant with some variety of, it looks like probably a shell, maybe it's a stone. And then this sterling silver ring, girl's ring, and this other piece that appears to be 14 karat with a small diamond, from what I can tell, maybe a promise ring, something along those lines. All of these pieces she wanted $3 for. I gave her $4 because I felt bad. I probably should have given her more, but it was early in the morning and I wasn't really awake yet. But anyhow, that is why you really want to check the jewelry, little jewelry bins, because I mean, honestly, there's a ton of really cool jewelry there, and I paid nothing for it, like literally nothing. And then this piece here is interesting. I'm not really sure where it's from. It's not marked. If I were to guess, it looks like old Nippon, which is Japanese. And I'm going to guess it probably is that. It's hand painted. It looks like there's a little bit of wear around the bottom edge down here. I don't know if you can see that or not, which means to me it was probably somehow mounted as a lamp. They didn't drill it, so they must have just had it mounted on something with into a lamp base somehow. But really pretty piece, and all hand painted, looks to be poinsettias, and all the way around, good condition, no real chips or anything, a little bit of discoloration down here from being mounted in something. But other than that, really a nice, big, important looking piece, $10. And I can't imagine we're going to get less than $45 on eBay, something like that. If not, we'll put it on consignment. Okay. And this last little piece I picked up was $7 at a rummage sale. Appears to be German porcelain. I'll have to pull it apart to really know on that. Really nice little antique base with kind of filigree, and the porcelain work is really fine. You can see she's got all her fingers. Always check for that. Make sure no fingers are chipped off, anything like that. She still has all of her little petals on her flowers and all, because those are the things that get knocked off, and that's what will take down the value on something. But this has all of it. So it's not my sort of thing, but it was so reasonable I had to get it. I'll pull it apart. I'd be surprised if it's not Dresden or maybe Myosin, one of those, because it's really nicely done, really nice. Has a thumb that's separate and over here, which is really fine porcelain work. And as I say, they're all still intact. I paid $7. Got a nice little shade too. Everything like that, and I'll pull it apart, see who did it, all hand painted. Really a nice little piece. As I say, she was $7. This is another thing that usually you see either the fingers broken off or the thumb, more likely the arms, something even more, or the head, something like that. But this one's somebody really took good care of it. And so I'm going to say I can't imagine us getting any less than $35 for it online, but I really got it also so we could talk about it, and we probably may even just consign it in Palm Springs and save the effort of shipping it. And you know, I can't imagine them marking it less than like $55 down there. So a real good little purchase for next to nothing, you know, for what it is. It's a really pretty little piece, and if it is myosin or one of the good porcelains, then it'll be worth a fair amount more. Thank you.